Big John, you think this boy is a hustler?
Fast Eddie, Minnesota Facts.
6 in the corner.
The hustle is on.
125, game. 13. 6 in the corner. Ace in the corner. Well, cross side. 3 ball. Charlie, I'm gonna take him.
The Hustler on Channel 4.
Your shot. You miss.
When you're Britain's favourite car, it's inevitable that you'll attract a few challenges, a fact that's not escaped the Ford Escort. So to make sure it stays ahead of the game in 1986, it's introducing a few changes. The dashboard and interior have been completely transformed. There's a new sound system. The doors have Chubb high security locks. The new wheels have optional anti-lock brakes, specially developed for front-wheel drive cars. There are new lights, new bumpers. And under the bonnet, there's another first. A new 1.4-litre lean-burn engine, which gives a class-beating combination of performance and economy. Well, that seems to have done the trick. So there it is, your new Ford Escort. Well, you don't stay ahead by standing still.
All of my loving, all of my kissing, you don't know what you've been missing, oh boy. My honey smacks, oh boy. The whole world can see that you were meant for me. Tasty honey with crunchy wheat, and I don't want to ever stop eating, oh boy. My honey smacks, oh boy. The whole world can see that you
Kellogg's Honey Smacks with the crunchy goodness of wheat and honey.
When I pay good money for saucepans, I expect them to last. Don't you? Now, Prestige Lifetime is guaranteed to last 10 years. And that means thousands of hours on your cooker and a lot of time in the washing up. That's why only Prestige Lifetime have thicker stainless steel bodies, solid copper bottoms, and real teak handles. Excuse me.
You can put the dinner on. I'll be home in 20 minutes.
For looks that last, it's Lifetime, only from Prestige.
Marmite on toast, thanks.
Mum, it's Mum's birthday.
Are you sure Mum wants all this Marmite?
Of course she does. She really likes it.
Marmite's a real family favourite. The boys have enjoyed it since they were babies. It's all the goodness of yeast, the richest natural source of vitamin B.
Happy birthday, presents.
And Marmite on toast. And so much of it.
Marmite, the growing up spread you never grow out of.
Oh dear, they're not looking very chirpy.
Poor things. Oh, I'll put something out for them. What on earth are they up to now?
I don't know. Must be some sort of weird mating ritual. Woodpecker cider for the wildlife.
Limbs mend, heads take longer. When somebody experiences brain damage after an accident, they can be altered for the rest of their lives. Headway Place helps people involved in head injury in the Basingstoke and district area, and are looking for people with time to spare to offer a helping hand. Please contact Headway Place, P.O. Box 13, Southampton.
The TVS Air Show South, Bournemouth Herne Airport, Saturday 31st of May and Sunday 1st of June. Each day there's a 6-hour international flying display with the Red Arrows celebrating their 21st birthday. Advanced tickets are available now from branches of the Alliance and Leicester Building Society in the TVS region. Highlights will be shown on TVS on Sunday 15th of June at 2:30. Either way, don't miss the TVS Air Show South.
And now here's the weather forecast for the south and the southeast. The night will be fine with minimum temperatures about 7 degrees centigrade. Tomorrow will be dry and sunny and temperatures will rise to around 17 degrees centigrade. Winds will be southwesterly, breezy over land, force 4 or 5 at sea. And that's the weather forecast. Now in tonight's company are the Reverend Stanley Royal, the Reverend Peter Timms, Janet Chesney and Prabhu Guptara.
It's the issue that was facing me when I was in Amsterdam last week giving some lectures at an international conference, and a friend of mine who's an Ethiopian, he would say Eritrean refugee there, said, "Have you been to the red light district yet?" I said, "No." "Come along, we'll go together." I thought, do I want to go? Don't I want to go?
Did he give you any reason for going?
No, just, you're here seeing the sights, have you been? Yes. No. Would you like to go? And I thought, do I want to go? Don't I want to go? And I thought, yes, it's one of the things people do when they come to Amsterdam. I should go and see it. So I did. And it was the most deeply searching experience just about of my life, I think, that.
Really?
Well, you see, I
find that very deeply searching. I mean, what did you... Should I say, what did you see? What did you experience?
Yes,
what did you do when you got there?
I've been through red light districts in Bombay and London. I was working in Soho Square for some time and so on. But I'd never seen anything like this. Women would, they were like shop windows, right? And women were actually sitting or standing or trying to attract attention or whatever from the windows, right?
Yes.
Dressed in two-piece bathing suits, in effect, yes. And of course the bed was there, and the washing facilities were there, and people were able to go up and talk to them through the window and reach the financial arrangements involved.
Never.
Yes.
Good heavens.
And walk in and out in public, from the front door you walked in, and you walked out of the front door. I mean, there was no sort of finesse about it, nothing like that, And I thought, and I saw this absolutely...
As if you were buying a bag of tomatoes.
That's right, absolutely like that.
And what was your reaction? I mean, did you feel disgust or horror or...
Well, you see, I did feel... This is the reason why I was searching, was because some of the women were very, very attractive women, right? And you go in and you look at them and you think, and you are sexually excited, obviously, right? And that was one sort of set of emotions that was going through me. The other set of, and some of the women are not very attractive to me, not very attractive to look at. And there the emotion is that of disgust. A sort of sexual disgust, if you see what I mean. And these two emotions were going side by side with sort of shock horror of the whole situation. And this Ethiopian friend of mine and I talked about it afterwards. And he was saying to me that his dominant thought on looking at all this was, what if my sister was in that situation? What if my mother was in that sort of situation? Which is the sort of thing that an Eastern person would say, actually. If you see what I mean? Yes, it is.
Well, I suppose all of us would say that, wouldn't we? We would want to bring it back to square one and say, look...
Yes.
I mean, yes, in a way like the colour problem, would you allow your daughter to marry one?
Yes.
Like that, no, I mean, yes,
exactly.
bringing it back to
bring it back home.
And what did he think when he thought that? I mean...
Well, I mean, he that was the reason why he was shocked, was because, imagine, women are in this position, it might be my sister, it might be my mother. And then we were talking about it and discussing it, thinking about it, and said, well, actually, in Holland, you don't need to do this to survive. You can actually live off the door, just like you can in Britain. So what is the reason why people do it? What is the reason why the women involved do it? And obviously the reason why they do it is because of greed. Well, that's the way it goes to us.
Yes, I mean,
yes.
I'd want to hesitate. I think there's a lot of confusion about that, isn't there? There's a lot of work being done about prostitution and so on. And women's, obviously not all women, but a significant proportion of women that engage in prostitution engage in it as a means of getting back for earlier damaging experiences, of punishing men. It's often seen somehow in quite a different light. And I'm sure men often engage in prostitution
to get at women, to hurt women.
Yes, I'm sure that in that, but in that sort of situation, I mean, those women were sort of selling their bodies for money, okay? But I mean, lots of people sell their bodies for friendship and for what they hope is caring and. I mean, you can have a different kind of prostitution. I mean, it's not. I mean, that was
but there's something particularly obnoxious about
doing it for money.
Selling your body for money, isn't there?
Yes, well, in this case, I discovered later on, actually, that most of the prostitutes who are there are hooked on heroin or cocaine or some drug or the other. And that's the reason why they need lots of money. It's not because
They want money.
But because they need money in order to feed their particular dependencies.
It's
and
sad.
I mean, that really is tragic. And then you think some of the women who were really very beautiful women.
What a waste.
And some of them are very intelligent and talented and possibly, I don't know, educated women are going through it for that reason.
What about the men? Now, why do men? I mean, it must be a case of supply and demand. Now, why is there the demand? Why? I mean, besides a group of, say, football supporters or what have you, going around for a laugh, you know, men away from home, but the regular clients, why is that they've got this particular sort of need? I mean,
you've touched on some of it, Peter, haven't you?
Yeah.
I mean, you've touched on some of it. But I think a lot of it is just sheer loneliness, as you were saying.
I mean, I think an inability to build a permanent, proper relationship.
But doesn't, but
that's a sort of.
I mean, I was fascinated that you weren't. I mean, I admire you for going. I don't know if I'd have the courage to go.
Nothing to do with admiration or courage. It was simply curiosity.
If you look at the life of Jesus, he actually did exactly that in a sense in his life, didn't he? People were saying he mixes with publicans and sinners and harlots and everybody else, but somehow he brought to it something quite different.
Yes, he had a kind of clear-sightedness, didn't he? I mean, he could go into a situation, he could see the situation for what it was. I think possibly in the past.
And so with the time just 24 minutes past 1, we come to the end of our programmes for today. We hope you enjoyed them and that you'll be joining us again tomorrow, when, of course, television starts at 6:55 with Good Morning Britain. Meanwhile, from all of us here at Television South to all of you at home, we wish you a very good night and sleep well.